Well, everyone, it's time to go ahead and kind of hit on some reasons why you should probably have still bought an Intel Mac in 2024. Now, in my opinion, if you have the option to, going up to one of the M series of Macs is probably a better choice, but I think there is still some reasons why you should go ahead and buy an Intel Mac in 2024. The first thing I think is a price per dollar per power standpoint. Now, I think the M MacBooks are more powerful, but I do think if you're going to go through and buy an Intel Mac, these things have gone down in value so much. Intel as a company, their stock value has gone down so much as well. So these Macs are generally just not going to be as expensive. And if you don't mind some of the throttling issues or some of the, fans kicking up all the time and the performance not being the best, I think getting an Intel Mac from a value standpoint from how much you're going to spend on it is not a bad option. If you want to buy like a couple, like a 5-year-old Intel MacBook Pro or like a 2020 M1 MacBook Air, possibly the M1 MacBook Air might be more expensive. So, and a 2019 MacBook Pro is still fairly good for the most part. So I would say from that perspective, from like spending money, dollar point perspective, I would say that's kind of the first thing I'd kind of think about is that Intel Macs tend to be cheaper for the most part than like a brand new M series of Mac. Now, on top of that, another very big thing that I used to like a lot about Macs, the Intel ones, was Windows Boot Camp. Now, what this basically means is that you can go through and basically, install an actual fully fledged Windows operating system on your Intel Mac. This was something that was very cool. I love that so much. And we basically had that type of capability on our Intel Mac. Now, on the MacBooks nowadays, it's a little bit of a different story. You can go through and get you can still install Windows, but not necessarily a full Windows operating system. It's really within a virtual machine, which is still fairly good. It's still like probably 90% of what an actual Windows PC is, but still it's not maybe as good as something like a, Intel Mac's like Windows Boot Camp. That in and of itself was something that was very, very cool. Now, another thing to keep in mind here with Intel Macs is that a lot of them still have the touch bar. This can be a plus or a minus depending on which way you want to go. Some people may have liked it, some people may not. But that was one thing, was that, for a while there, Apple was basically giving us these touch bar Macs on these Intel Macs. But because of that, they were still giving us some more capability with it too, which is nice, but it's not a big deal. But that's one other thing. I would have probably said though, like 2-3 years ago, one of the biggest things that I loved about my Intel Macs more than my M series of Macs was that for a while, you could only plug in one like screen to your M1 MacBook. I think even the M2 MacBooks changed this a little bit, but for a while there, basically we could only plug in like one, display. And that was something that was very, very annoying. So personally for me, I would have loved to have seen Apple give us more capability from that standpoint, but even that's not the biggest deal. But that was one thing that I did notice at that time as well. So those are some reasons why I would probably still recommend buying an Intel Mac, although please buy an M1 Mac. Those things are M series of Macs. Those are way better, but still that's kind of how I see it holding up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.